you doing here? I told you. I quit. My name is Ryan Odenbrett, and I am a recovering hunting addict. Well, where do I start? I tried to start a web series with two other weird beards. We were going to inform the average American hunter. I know, catchy, right? Anyway, we designed a web series for the normal outdoors enthusiast, and we were doing all right. We had a few early season mishaps, but, we were successful. A couple of deer were laid down. But right when the season started to pick up, well, I guess that's when you can say hit the fan. I just got off the phone with the landowner, and he said that there is nothing left of my deer. Am I allowed to say that on here? Oh, sorry. Missing that sweet Virginia mountain buck. That was it for me. The proverbial straw that broke the camel's toe. But yeah, after that string of bad luck, we just decided to hang it up. Wasn't any sense in doing a show if we couldn't put any big bucks on the ground, make it look super easy. Am I right? That was a good time. It's my first deer. You guys remember that 8-pointer that I tracked for 3 days? Oh yeah. Kyle took his cooking talents, and he's currently enrolled in a culinary school. Hunter, he took his good looks, and he decided he was going to take what platform Average American Hunter was and use it to throw him into some modeling gig, I don't know. And me, well, I'm kind of a collector and redistributor of lava lamps. That's what I do now. It's my career, it's my new passion. I love it. You guys need to buy some hunting stuff? And there's no point in watching a show when guys make mistakes and they miss, and it's just what the whole show was built on, apparently. Not like I'll ever see that 10-pointer again. Yeah, and this guy, spoiler alert. I don't know what we were doing, I don't know what we were trying to achieve. Just a bunch of average guys trying to represent the average person, allowing them to live vicariously through our mistakes. I mean, who could gain anything from that? What? Learning through our mistakes is better than yours. Well, I never thought of it that way. Well, time to get to work. I'm going hunting.
This wind might be the death of me this year. Is November 3rd, opening day of Muzzleloader season here in Virginia. It's about 40 I'm sitting in the stand out here on National Forest in Nelson County, where I cut bought Chateau earlier this year. Got a lot of history in this stand, so I'm hoping that we can pull it off this morning. It's 8:06 right now. I've still yet to see anything. Just heard a pretty solid shot sound off right now, so I'm gonna hope that they're getting with it. Maybe they'll start cruising through here pretty frequently as the sun starts to rise. We'll see. Stay tuned. Average American Hunter. It's 11 a.m. I haven't seen a single deer, so in the morning was a bit of a bust. Got to see some turkeys, so there's that. Anyway, find a spot to sit this evening. Only takes one time for one to walk by, I guess. So it is November the 4th. The second day of muzzleloader season. I'm out here on private land as it is Sunday here in Virginia. The wind has calmed down a lot. It was frosty and windless this morning, but unfortunately I wasn't able to see a deer. I put Kyle in my sweet spot where I took a shot at that 10-pointer on Tuesday. He had a really good buck come out, as you can see in the footage here. He wasn't too sure about his muzzleloader and how he was shooting with it, so he didn't take a shot at it. It was at 40 yards, but he wanted to come out broadside, and he just went ahead and passed up on it. Anyway, we're gonna see if we can't get it done tonight. I know I say that all the time, but I'm really hoping it works out tonight. Been seeing a couple does come out of here, and I'm in the same. I'm about 150 yards away from where Kyle saw that big 8 run into this here thicket, so who knows? We'll see what happens. Average American Hunter, baby. Well, guys, I know you can't see me too well, but this is the end of the hunt for me. Had just that one spike come out, so guess that's better than my past couple days of seeing absolutely nothing.
And before you know it, we had my third bird on the ground.
This is Going Down on Turkeys Part 2.
Going Down on Turkeys redo.
Redo.
Yeah, what happened to that other one, just to clarify?
Oh,
the audience?
absolutely. Yeah, no. I like to test it and make sure it sounds okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounded fine when we first started. And then we went through an entire episode. It was an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
It was an hour and a half.
Probably really some Pulitzer Prize-winning material.
Oh yeah, it would have put us on top. It would have put us on top.
To the top.
But anyways,
this is just a tribute to that podcast. This is what this podcast is called. Tribute to the going down on the birds.
We're gonna talk about that episode just the whole time. We're not even gonna talk about a different topic.
I can sit there in my house all day long and sit there and go, you know what I mean? Like mess around with it, and it sounds good. And I'm like, oh man, if a bird was out there right now, man, that bird would be dead. But then you get out in the field and you start calling, and you're like, that didn't sound too good. That bird's not going to come in. But you get in the woods and you listen to hens make weird noises. Like weird noises that each year they'll surprise you that you didn't think that they could make.
I do get kind of fearful of the birds. These birds have a tendency, I think, to pattern me. I think these birds are unreal at recognizing the cadence of a hunter or any. I think it's really hard for a hunter to break the pattern that they call with. They're always going to be stuck to a very. They're almost their own metronome in that, and they're stuck in their own fingerprint version of a metronome. Like they can't get out of that rhythm. They can't. On this very same property, I've talked at birds all year, and then you've come in, and just because you vary
different
from
cadence.
me, yeah, different cadence, different pitch, tempo, the whole 9 yards. I always respect the birds for that, for their ability to do that, and sometimes, yeah, I do fear them.
You know, it's easy to get in our heads and be like, well, I don't want to do this because that friggin' bird is gonna, realize what I'm doing and he's not gonna come in. When in actuality, what you could have done could have sealed the deal on harvesting, a mature gobbler, or not even a mature gobbler, whatever it is that you're out there to get, as long as it's legal. Like, it's get past that mental break. And I think a lot of what I did this year was I didn't think too much about calling.
I have to deer hunt them a lot. I have to play the weather to my favor. I really deer hunt these turkeys a lot too anyway, just because it's kind of a pain in the butt the way that property is set up.
It's a ridge. It's a giant ridge.
It's basically a giant ridge, and if you're going to luck out on that property, they're going to be on the same ridge with you rather than across the railroad tracks and or river.
Rather than going down on the birds.
Yeah,
there it is. That's where it came from. I'm glad we were able to loop that
Well,
back
it came in because we in the previous episode we talked about the age-old adage that you can't, you always call them up.
Yep,
Work the birds up to you or on the same plane to you, but you can't get a bird to go down on you. Like, don't go down on birds.
Yep.
So,
I took my hat off. You hear about people doing this, and I've never tried it, but I'm like, we were what, probably less than 50 yards from this bird.
Yeah,
and
the bird was within 60 yards.
Yeah, and then
late season, fall canopy, thick dense brush.
And
we still knew that thing was. Yeah, it was hammering.
Yeah, and then so being there, I was like, well, let me just try this. And then you take your hat, and you see the mic will pick it up, but then you take your hat off and you and it sounds
after your fly down cackle, and then boom, you got the wings.
Yeah,
you got the hat replicating the sound of the wings.
So I was like, well, let me just try it. And as soon as we tried it, what happened? That bird just and before you know it, we had my third bird on the ground, and it's going to be cool to put myself in that mindset when I go into the 2020 season.
I've always understood this rule, if you're going to make a sound, you better have that tree picked out. Like that, if you're going to make that hen sound, have that tree picked out, because he's going to peg you immediately. He's going to know where you're at. If he's responding to you, he's going to know where you're at.
Yeah.
If he works you, and if he's right there, he's going to be doing it within moments before you can get set. There is something about when Hunter naps, the action's soon to happen. And me, Yeah, I'm good.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We release a new episode every Monday, and I promise we get better as the season advances. Visit our website at averageamericanhunter.com to read some of our blogs, and send us an email if you want to buy one of our shirts. Also, take a listen at Kyle running the Average American Hunter podcast at iPodcast, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, or Spotify. Until then, stay tuned and embrace the chase.